Hi beautifuls, thanks for joining me and welcome to my channel. My name is Ange and in today's video I have recently acquired this cute little palette by Tarte Cosmetics called Cue the Confetti Eyeshadow Palette. Before we get into the goodness of this little palette, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I would truly appreciate that. This is a friendly space for mature women where I share beauty and lifestyle tips and reviews. I believe that we can be fabulous over 50 and have fun doing so as well. So if that sounds like you, please subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button down below, and please don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you are notified each time I upload a video. I upload videos on a weekly basis. Now, this cute little palette, I have made a pact this year that I'm going to try my best to really cut down on the amount of makeup that I purchase, and I think I've done really well with some of the launches that have come out recently, and I've got a video coming up very soon on the products that I have decided to pass on and sharing with you some of the little gems that I have decided I will pick up. Now, one of them that I did pick up was this little palette here. It's a 5-shade palette by Tarte Cosmetics, and it showed up on the Sephora NZ website. And it was an affordable palette. It was $35 New Zealand and it is $19 US. And I love my neutral, I love my neutral shades. So this winked at me and I thought for $35 I am quite happy to get that. The reason I wanted to pick this little gem up is that one of my absolute favourite eyeshadow palettes is a palette by Tarte Cosmetics, and it was a limited edition and is no longer available, and it was the Aspen Ovard collaboration with Tarte, and I love this for its neutral shades, and it's just so easy to use. The fact that it has a blush and a highlighter in it as well is awesome. It's great for travel, but you can't get it anymore. But the shades in here are just so soft, so beautiful, and so easy to wear that I thought I would try this palette, wondering if it was similar. Now, as you can see, there are some similarities. The shade in the Confetti palette here at the end is a lot darker than any of the shades in the Aspen Ovard palette. These two shades here are very similar to each other. So the Mermaid Life and this first shade in the Confetti palette are very similar. There isn't a shade the same in the Aspen Ovard as this one, but these two here are very similar, although this has probably got a little bit more of a rosy tone to it than what the Aspen Ovard one has here, but they are similar. And in this palette we have two mattes, the cream and this shade here, which is more of a transition shade. The other three shades do have shimmer to them. Then while I was playing with it, I thought I've got another palette that is similar to that, and this is the Becca and Jaclyn Hill's collaboration. Now, I was very lucky. My palette here, I didn't have any issues with it. I love this palette. I love the shades in it, and I had no quality issues with it at all. But up against each other, they're super similar. So super similar. The Jaclyn Hill shade palette, the darker shades are all matte, which I think is probably easier to use than the three darker shades of shimmer in the Tarte palette. But very similar. If you liked the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette, these shades are very similar to that. The finishes are just slightly different. The shades in this palette, they are 5 essential rosy warm tone neutrals. The first shade is Candles, which is a matte shade. You have Sprinkles, which is a metallic Amazonian clay powdered shade, as is the colour Present. Then Celebrate again is a matte shade, and the last shade, Wish, is again a metallic Amazonian clay powdered shade. Now the look that I created today, I feel I could use any time. This is a really good daytime look for me. I love the shades. I think they're easy peasy. I think they would be really beginner friendly shades, as they can be built up easily. They're not overly pigmented that when you first dip in your brush that you end up with a big blob on your eye. They're great for building up. They were easy to blend, easy to build up. A little bit of fallout, but nothing that can't be worked around. And the shades are obviously right up my alley. The fact that I have these 3 palettes that feature all these similar shades. Now you might be thinking, well, you're supposed to be paring down on your makeup that you're buying. I don't mind buying colours like this. It was affordable, it was really affordable, and they are the shades I wear on the daily. They're not your bright shades that I only wear on occasion. These shades I wear all the time, and they're more of the looks that I would wear to work than wearing really metallic-y, shimmery shades or different coloured shades. I don't do that for my daily work life, so these shades are the sorts of things that I reach for, as is a lot of my other neutral palettes. So if you would like to see how I created this eye look using this cute little palette, you can still purchase this palette off the Sephora NZ Australia site. The New Zealand value for this is $35, and if you are buying it in the US, Tarte Cosmetics has it on their website for $19 US. So without further ado, let's play with makeup. Colours are right up my alley, and do I have these colours? Absolutely, but for the price I thought I would give it a go. So I've primed my eyes with my concealer and lightly dusted with loose powder. So we will start with the colour Candles all over the eye, and I'll use this with a no name brush, and down that concealer. It looks like it didn't, and I will go all over my lid, lash to brow bone. So now I'm going to go in with the next matte colour, which is Celebrate, and I'm going to use this as my transition shade. I'm going to use my Sephora Pro crease brush in the number 10. And I'm just going to softly diffuse that in the upper portion of my eye. So there's the crease with my hooded eyes. My actual lid finishes here, but is in what I state in all of my videos, but just in case this is your first video that you've watched of mine, I like to come into this area here, which sits around my actual eyeball and is anatomically where my crease should be, but because of my hooded eyes it's way down here. So I like to fill my transition area where the eyeballs, or the socket is around my eyeball. I hope that makes sense. So I go up a little bit higher, so even though I'm saying in my crease area, it's not my personal natural crease area, but it is where I would like to have mine. And with makeup you can create the illusion of such things. Okay, so something, if you are a newbie to makeup, something I'm noticing is that these are not totally fully pigmented first go in, which when you're a beginner is are really, I think, a good thing, because you can take your time and build up the pigment to the depth that you want. Sometimes when you're using some of the very highly pigmented shades out of eyeshadow palettes, and you are a new person to doing your makeup and playing with makeup, they can be very intimidating, because you can dip your brush in and then whoa, you've got all this color that you need to diffuse and blend. And if you're new to that, it can be really overwhelming and can put you off. So sometimes shades like this, and I'm easy when it comes to my makeup. When, you know, if I like something, I'm happy to play with however it works. But sometimes a palette like this, where building it up is a really good thing when you're learning, when you're experimenting. And these colours are perfect for that. They're nice and neutral, they'll go with anything. So I've just blended that out. Nothing major, not being too stressed about it, just in that area there to deepen up that socket line compared to my original, well, to my natural. Now that shade there, I could easily very much use as a one and done, one eyeshadow look with this shade. So I will play with that and hopefully try and do that for one of my daytime looks for work one day. I'm going to take the Zoeva Luxe Soft Definer 227 brush, and I'm going to go in with the middle colour Present. And this has a bit of a shimmer to it, but that's okay. And I am going to tap that in my outer corner, and I'm going to come down and put it in my socket line, but not go any higher like I did with the first shade. So I'm just blending that in the outer corner. And then coming in with window shield wiper actions and little tiny circular motion as well, but in that actual little socket line, just to give a little bit of dimension to the eyelid. And it's not coming up very shimmery, even though there's a slight sheen to it. It's not translating as such. Just a little bit on the eyelid, but it's not a in your face sort of glitter. But when you have a close look, you can see that it does have a sheen to it. Taking the same brush, I'm going to use the last colour, Wish. Now this has a little sheen to it as well. In fact, I won't use the same brush. I will go in with my Sigma small tapered blending brush E45. And I'm just going to tap that in the outer area of the eye. And I actually have got some fallout, so I need to tap my brush with that one. So I'm coming up, tap tap tap, and just doing the outer V of my eye layer. And what I might do, I'm going to go and sweep that away. Okay, so I've ducked away and put some powder under my eyes because the darker colour was causing some fallout. So just deepening up that outer corner. Now, some people do their eyeshadow prior to their foundation. It's just not the habit I've got into, and I do intend to do it sometimes, and then I just don't. It's just a complete habit of doing my base first. And I sort of am not a fan of putting powder under my eyes, because without makeup, I feel the skin under my eyes and around, well, my skin in general is in pretty good nick. But when I wear makeup is when I think I draw attention to my age for my under eyes, because they just make it look drier than if I didn't have any makeup on under my eyes. But that's life. Okay, so just going back in with the middle shade and just blending that back into the crease. These are really, really pretty colours. Then I'm going to take this shade, which is Sprinkle, which is a soft pink colour with a bit of a sheen as well. And I'm using a Vow Beauty number 60 brush. I got this on one of our sort of one-day sale type sites we have here in New Zealand. But you can sometimes, I mean, I've had these for years and they're really good. Sometimes the cheap and cheerful brushes that you pick up from time to time end up being the workhorses in your stash. Well, that's how it seems for me. I've got a Boots brush that I bought when I was a teenager, and I still use it today. So just putting that in the first inner half of my eyelid. Then I'm going to go back in with the brush that we did the socket line with, and just, with no extra product, but what's left on the brush, just blend the darker corner into the middle so that it's a soft line. Taking our first Sephora Pro brush with no extra product, but we used this shade here. In fact, I might dip into it a little bit, and then just completely blowing that out up into the brow bone area. And that, my loves, is the eyeshadow. Very soft, that's what I was going for. That's what the palette is, very soft, beautiful colours, but that's the eye look. I will go away, brush away the powder, put on my lashes, because as you can see I don't have my lash extensions on at the moment. I'm giving them a little bit of a break. I'll put some lashes on and eyeliner, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I used eyeliner in my upper waterline, and I used the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in Brouhaha. I used a light coat of MAC Giga Black Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara, and I used just a random brand of lashes. This is called Amazing Shine Eyelash Glamour Your Eyes Glamour eyelash. I just buy really inexpensive lashes, and I try and get 2 or 3 uses out of them. I've found when I've bought quite expensive lashes, like in New Zealand, your Lily lashes can retail for around $60 a pair. That's really expensive. If I was going to be buying lashes that expensive, I could go and get my lash extensions done professionally. So I just buy really inexpensive lashes and use those for sort of every day. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back in with my little small tapered blending brush from Sigma, my E45. And I'm going to go in with the middle shade Present. And I'm just going to run that under my under eye. Connecting it to the outer corner, but just to do a soft under eye. I'm not doing any other colour, just that one. So that is the finished eye look, completed with lashes, eyeliner and the under eye. It's a really cute palette, and yes, I did have a bit of fallout. Probably these two, I'm going to have trouble opening this again. Probably the two shades that I had fallout with were these two shades. The mattes were lovely. I actually love them. I think they would be great for a beginner, for trying new looks and building up, but I would be careful of these two shades here for fallout. But if you do your eyes first or wear some powder under your eyes, you should be fine, or tap in and tap your brush off as well. I love the neutral shades of this. I think this is a lovely little palette. For the price, I think it's great. I mean, it's 19 US dollars, 35 New Zealand dollars, and for a little beautiful neutral shade palette, I think that's quite cool. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And please don't forget, if you haven't already, please click on the subscription button down below. Please leave me any comments whatsoever. I would love to have your feedback. It's a great way to learn. I appreciate your time watching this video, and I do hope you come back to see some more. And I hope you have all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later, guys. Bye.